If you're an entrepreneur, you know the dream is huge, right? But that very first step, finding the cash to get going, can feel like a massive wall. Well, today, we're going to break down that wall. We're going to talk about a much smarter way to find small business funding by taking a look at the approach used by Breadroot. So let's jump right in. So here's our game plan for today. First, we'll talk about the capital quest, that big challenge every single founder goes through. Then we'll introduce the guide Breadroot and see how it tries to make things way easier with a simple 3-step path and the right set of tools. And finally, we'll check out some real-world success stories to see how it all plays out. All right, let's start with something every business owner, and I mean every business owner, knows all too well. We're calling it the capital quest. So just for a second, think about where you are on your own journey. Are you right at the beginning trying to launch a brand new idea from scratch? Or maybe you're looking to buy a business that's already up and running. Or, hey, maybe you're already in the thick of it, just trying to grow what you've built. Whichever it is, the next hurdle, it's pretty much always the same. And yep, that hurdle is finding the right capital. It's almost always the biggest one. The whole path to getting funded can be so confusing. You're swimming in complex applications, you're trying to figure out what the terms even mean, and you face a lot of slammed doors. It's a really tough road to walk by yourself. But what if you didn't have to walk it alone? What if you had a guide for that journey? This is where we shift from looking at the problem to talking about a potential solution. And that's where Breadroute comes into the picture. The easiest way to think about it is like a matchmaking service, but for your business. Its entire job is to understand what you're trying to do and then connect you with financing options from trusted partners who are actually a good fit for you. So how does this matchmaking thing actually work in practice? Well, the whole idea is to take that confusing, tangled mess we talked about and turn it into something super clear, a simple 3-step path. And honestly, it's pretty straightforward. Step 1, you just tell them about your business, what you need, what your goals are. Step 2, their system does all the heavy lifting, sifting through options to find the ones that actually make sense for your specific situation. And then step 3, you get to look at the matches, understand them clearly, and then move forward feeling totally confident in your choice. Now, any good guide needs a good toolkit, right? Because when it comes to funding, it is definitely not a one-size-fits-all deal. So let's open up that toolkit and see what's inside. And you can see right away there's a whole range of tools for different jobs. You've got flexible stuff like a line of credit for your day-to-day operational needs. Then there are the really powerful government-backed loans from the Small Business Administration, the SBA, which are awesome for big expansion projects. Need a new truck or a specialized machine? That's what equipment financing is for. The main takeaway here is that it's all about matching the right kind of money to your specific. Okay, so the process sounds good in theory, but what really matters are the results, right? Let's hear from some actual entrepreneurs who've been down this path. First up, we've got Mark Reynolds. He uses 2 words that are music to any business owner's ears: seamless and time-saving. Look, in business, time is literally money. Your time is your most precious resource. So finding a process that gets that, well, that's a huge win. And this just shows you a real, tangible result. Sarah Chen didn't just get any old loan offer. She was connected with an SBA lender that was a perfect fit. And what happened? A smooth process and $250,000 to grow her company. I mean, come on, that is a total game changer. And finally, James Patel here points out the power of having an informed choice. It wasn't just about getting an offer, it was about being able to compare the options side by side and get guidance to find the perfect partner. That ability to compare is so critical to making the smartest possible decision for your business's future. So when you boil it all down, it comes back to this one simple idea. The path to building or growing your business doesn't have to be some lonely journey through a confusing maze. It really starts with finding the right partner to show you the way. And that really just leaves us with one last big question. I want you to forget about the how for just a second and really focus on the what. Think about your own dream, your own business goals, and ask yourself this: what could the right capital unlock for you?